Okay, I am back in Ananda Russ's kitchen here in Cape Town, and she's just had it redone. Well, just, how many months has this taken, Ananda? Did you nearly get divorced?
We actually did. The wash basin was the crux of the matter. I mean, it was ridiculous. But happy to say, after 24 years, we're still married.
You're still married?
Yes.
And how long did it take?
About 8 weeks in total.
8 weeks. So 8 weeks you were under extreme stress.
Terrible stress. We actually did very well. We did a lot of raw. We did
Because
a lot of
sandwiches.
sandwiches.
So you had no choice.
We did a lot of sandwiches. I'm very happy to say we only did the takeaway thing about 3 or 4 times.
We what takeaways do you take away in the natural way?
Herbie does the Wacky Wednesday thing on a Wednesday. So
he's allowed to eat anything he wants on a Wednesday.
He can eat anything he wants on a Wednesday.
That's a good thing to have, especially with a man who feels he's missing out. And so we're doing some of Ananda's recipes. We're doing a Moroccan carrot and orange salad, and we're doing a chickpea, mushroom and coriander curry, which sounds delicious because it's pouring with rain outside. It's freezing cold, one of the coldest days this winter, and a curry is exactly what we need. Now I know that people are going to say to me, Marianne, why are you putting oranges in the salad and then you're having a starch afterward? Isn't that a bad combination? So firstly, what I'm going to suggest they do is eat the salad and wait half an hour if you really have a sensitive digestive tract and you battle with starches and acid fruit, which some people do. You may want to, it's a delicious salad, but you may want to replace it with something that is more compatible, and maybe you want to put in some avos. But avos, I'm using them all the time, and I can't put them in every recipe. Avos and mushrooms, I'm just trying to think what I could do with this. Any vegetables, actually. You could put in any vegetables that you like, tomatoes if you wanted to. But Ananda, you tell me why you've combined these two together.
Well,
because they're just lekker or what?
They are absolutely delicious. I went to a cooking demonstration a couple of years ago, and a cordon bleu cook actually had this meal. And I looked at it and I thought, maybe I can manage this. So I have made it a couple of times, and I have to tell you that the taste of the salad is quite unique, and it is very refreshing. Also,
so you could make a whole meal of the salad.
You can make a meal of the salad.
You could maybe put some nuts in it as well.
Absolutely, that would be a fantastic thing. So, some of the recipes can evolve as we go along, but I love it, and I know it's not perfectly combined. So please don't write Marianne any ugly letters, okay? And don't phone me either. But this is what happens when we are sort of like transitioning sometimes, and we are struggling to get together or to get our combinations perfectly. So as Marianne suggested, make the salad, have it a little bit long, a while before, whilst you are then having something else to eat. So what we are doing is, Marianne said that she wants to work today, so that is what she's going to do. So we're peeling the oranges, we're cutting them into segments. We are going to be grating some carrots, and I'm going to be helping her with that. And we're just going to get it all started off together. So long. Let me grab that.
Okay, so we're peeling these, and then we're going to break the segments into like this, eh? Ananda?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do? Sorry. Again, Ananda, you like it coarsely grated?
Because the orange is nice and rough, you know.
And you get the sort of juiciness of the orange and the crunchiness of the carrot.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'll do something else.
Alright, and then what we're going to do, we're going to chop the coriander, and we've got some spring onions, and we've got celery sticks.
Yes.
And some mint.
The mint is going into the dressing. Okay. So the coriander and the spring onions.
Now, for those of you who are not sure what coriander is, it's also known as dania here in the Cape, and in the United States it's known as cilantro. So it doesn't really matter what you call it. Cilantro, coriander, dania, it's all the same thing. It's got a very unique flavour, and it's particularly nice served with curries.
It's fantastic.
Everything's got a bit of a spicy taste, but even on its own. Some people really don't like it, and I must say it wasn't my favourite here, but in the last probably 5 years I've really started enjoying it. I can put it in anything now.
I was somewhere the other day and they had a salad.
Oops.
And in the salad they just had coriander and mint leaves. And I tell you, it was so refreshing.
And the mint with the orange is so nice as well.
Oh, it's lovely.
Refreshing.
And just
So I've got the lousy job grating the carrots, eh?
Oh, well, you said you wanted to work. Chop chop like you see the chefs do, and then I think, man, what if I get the point of my finger in there?
No blood in the salad, thank you very much.
Same here.
Okay.
We're going to make the dressing, which is just a cup of fresh orange juice. And Marianne, we need about 50 ml of lemon juice. And I'm going to put in half a cup of olive oil in there.
And the mint, we're going to chop this?
Yes, please. Mint, nice and finely chopped. And half a cup of olive oil. So, half a cup of olive oil. That will add to that. We're going to put in 1 tablespoon of honey.
You haven't got a big chef's knife, you just got these two, eh?
I do have a big chef's knife, but I'm scared I'm going to chop your finger off. Okay, whilst you're doing that, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of brown ginger.
You don't want a big mouthful of mint, eh? It must be nice and fun.
Yeah. Tablespoon of ginger, and we are putting in a tablespoon of cinnamon. Put in that. And once Mary Ann has chopped it all up, we're going to put it together, shake it nicely so that it mixes perfectly, and pour it over the salad, and voila! Oh, it smells divine, eh? This mint. I
Very
love the
interesting.
smell.
It's very kind of Middle Eastern.
It is,
Oh, it is a Moroccan salad, so what can I
which
say,
is a good
eh?
thing,
Yeah.
chef, because you need to get the
Honey
honey.
needs to get in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should have mixed it.
No, it's just all of
So now we just mix everything through.
Okay, this is a very unique experience for me, I must say, Ananda. It's very different flavors and combinations for what I would normally do.
Yeah.
So here goes.
And hopefully you're not going to fall over.
Mm.
Now as the salad stands a little bit,
Mm.
the flavors sort of like develop.
It's very refreshing.
It is lovely. It's lovely on the tongue.
It's changed the normal carrot salad as well.
I know.
Very refreshing.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm going to tell you how to make foolproof basmati, because I have always struggled. It either comes out like putu-pap, or it is dry and it's burnt and I don't know what. So
Now, for people that don't live in South Africa, putu-pap looks a bit like mashed potatoes, eh?
Correct.
It's what the Americans would call grits. It's like
Yes.
porridge,
Yes.
Okay.
It's awful.
except it's white.
Yes.
Mhm.
So a friend of mine, Sue, who is the curry queen, I phoned her and I said, you have to tell me how to make basmati. She tells me that this Pakistani gentleman, who is apparently hot, he looks like Imran Khan. She
Oh, okay, all
tells me.
Oh, okay.
I think it's an old woman that's bent over, that's got 3 teeth and warts on her face, you know. Anyway, very easy. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water.
Yes.
So I know that
And you're putting it into cold water, eh?
I'm putting it into cold water.
With salt or not?
A little bit of salt, we've added that already to it. And the reason why I'm measuring it out is because I think that there are some people out in the world like me that don't cook on feeling, you know. So 3 cups.
No, throw that in. I can't bear it, Ananda.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
For you. Just for you,
You
okay.
can add a little bit more water if you feel
No,
it.
no, it's fine. So we're going to bring this to the boil, and once it is boiling, we're just going to turn the heat down.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to simmer until such time that it's nearly cooked dry. We're then going to turn the heat off, take a dishcloth and actually put the dishcloth underneath the lid. Put the lid on and fold it and keep it like that, because then the rice fluffs out. Lovely. Mary Ann, it's incredible. Yeah, I'm like gobsmacked, but it works. So
the
there we
secret
go.
to good basmati rice.
Absolutely. Step 1, we are chopping up some spring onions. The recipe says that you can have an onion, but I know that Mary Ann and I both, we don't like eating onions, so spring onions is a nice alternative. And the other thing in the recipe that is optional is some crushed garlic, which we don't, but we are going to use some garlic salt, just to bring a little bit of garlic taste.
And whose garlic salt will you be using?
Mary Ann's organic garlic and herb salt, which we absolutely love. So while she's doing that, I'm just going to finish preparing the mushrooms, because we need to chop them all up.
Is that plate stove on to make it good to make it hot? Is it fine, or is it just fine like this?
That's perfect. No, it's perfect.
Okay. 2 teaspoons of fresh grated ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the smell of this stuff.
It's absolutely divine.
The problem with this is it always sticks to the back of the grater, so you've got to sort of fish it out. That's about 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at his face. We're putting in some mushrooms. I've put in 2 punnets, put it in a little bit more, but this is what is lovely about the recipe insofar as that you can always add more of the ingredients, so you can stretch it.
What else?
Just going to leave it like that on the lid, just to get warm. What we're going to do is just get all the spices together.
We've got 4 people instead of 2 to feed, eh?
Correct, and we like eating.
So, tablespoons curry powder. That's a tablespoon.
Yes.
15 mils. You want 4, eh?
Yeah.
Is this mild or hot or medium?
It is mild and spicy.
Okay. Sorry, Mark. No hot curry here for you, I'm afraid.
But we can add some cayenne pepper for him. Not that. We want some coriander. We want 2 teaspoons of coriander.
This is ground coriander that you've got here. You're going to be adding some fresh coriander, I see, as well, eh?
Yeah.
Half a teaspoon, so that would be 8 teaspoons of turmeric. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, so it will be 2 because we're doubling it up. Keep. What else are we doing?
Didn't you give olive oil to the other day?
So we add the spices to it,
Yeah.
and we are adding our chickpeas to it. I don't cook the chickpeas. I just buy the tins because honestly it is much easier.
And it's in water and salt, and that's
And
what
it's
you do
water and
to
salt, and
anyway.
that's what I want anyway. And then I'm just going to add a cup of water to it.
Smell incredible.
And Lily's just going to give it a good stir. We're going to put the lid on, and we're just going to let it simmer for a while.
Now, is this
For about
husband
10
of yours helping you just to impress us on camera, or is he doing it because he normally does this?
You know, Mary Ann, when I met Herbie, I used to boil water and it used to burn. I couldn't cook to save my life. And Herbie actually taught me how to cook.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
However, I
fantastic.
think he's gotten sort of like a bit spoiled through the years, because I do most of the cooking now.
But you like it, that's
I
fine.
do. I love it, because we always eat what I want to eat.
I love the colour when you put the turmeric in it, gives a lovely yellow colour to
It's
it.
gorgeous. Thank you, sweetie.
And then the cashews you serve
What
in
we're
the
going
oil?
to do,
Cashews just before you serve it? Or how?
yeah, what we're going to do is now it's just going to simmer for about 15 minutes until the rice is ready. Then we're going to add some Greek yogurt to it,
Okay.
with a little bit of cashew nuts and some fresh coriander.
Now,
and then
I'm
we're
going
ready
to
to
ask
eat.
you this question because
Yeah.
I know that you suffered from Crohn's disease previously.
Yes.
And it's one of the causes of Crohn's disease is dairy products. But you're
Yeah.
able to, now that you've recovered, from what I understand, to
Yes.
have a bit of dairy occasionally, and it doesn't do
Absolutely.
anything. And I find I'm much the same. I get sinus if I eat dairy products all the time, but if I have it occasionally, it's not a
Yeah.
problem. But if you're seriously dairy intolerant, if you're very seriously dairy intolerant, then what you can do is use a thick cream, for example, which doesn't have the protein in it. It's the protein that causes the problem in the cow's milk that actually causes the problem with the digestive tract with something like Crohn's disease or any of the other dairy intolerant problems, ear infections, tonsillitis, runny noses, for example, sinusitis. But if you have a serious dairy intolerant and you really have to avoid it, you can use thick cream, and then I would add some freshly squeezed lemon juice to get that tartness of the yogurt to it. If you wanted to, you could use a bit of soya milk, or you could just thicken it with. Another thing you could do, which is actually quite nice, I see you're going to add cashews, but you can actually blend the cashews until they're a fine paste, add lemon juice to that, and almost make like a cashew cream, which is sour from the lemons, and you're going to add that to this dish, and that will thicken it as well. Cashews ground up finely actually thicken things as well and give it that lovely texture. So there you've got a couple of options you can use instead of the yogurt. Okay, let's go eat our salad.
Yes. Double cream yogurt. Oh. Sorry. Just plain Bulgarian yogurt. Add to this. Stir it around. The recipe asks for 3 tablespoons of cashews, but I increase the cashews because I think the cashews are just so delicious, and I don't want to be stingy with it. So I'm going to add about a cup of cashews to this. That, and then I'm also adding coriander that I have chopped up very roughly. Just going to put it on like that, and I'm going to put the lid back on again. Just let it stand for about another 5 to 10 minutes when our rice is right. Okay. Let's have some.
Good vine, it's very nice.
Who's got the cleanest plate? Ananda, you.
No, you just want to
So you actually need clean plates. for
No,
dishes.
we don't.
No, they don't. It's all going to go to the stomach.
Is that nice fluffy rice now?
Mm-hmm.
Did it turn out as fluffy as you thought it would be?
Yes.
Yes. Look how beautiful that Marty turned out, eh? This smells absolutely delicious.